I quote you all the time to my students in my academy, and again, it's not always popular quoting Robert Kiyosaki. And when I say, poor people work for money and rich people make money work for them, it offends a lot of people. And I was looking at some more quotes here of you recently, and you said the primary difference between a rich person and a poor person is how they manage fear. And again, this all trickles down to kind of communism versus capitalism. And if you want to educate someone, and you cover this in your book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And by the way, Robert, I took a flight from London to Phoenix to go see you a few years ago, and I reread Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And about 4 chapters in the plane, I was like floored. I mean, it really is an incredible work of the human experience. What does it mean to be a human as you're getting this education as a kid to learn that, maybe you don't want to get conditioned to get a paycheck that comes into your life every day, almost like a drug. Maybe you want to be educated to create that wealth. And it's such a fundamental human concept of how we want to live our lives. That's why I'm always drawn to you, Robert. And so, maybe you can expand on some of these things. And why does it offend people so much when you say things like poor people work for money, rich people make money work for them? Because it really is a way of life that you're talking about, which ties directly into communism and capitalism, which ties into our government and our academia.
Yeah. So let me say again, what does school teach you about money? I mean, that's even, a lot of the really smart guys on Wall Street too, they don't understand what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? They don't, they're inside the machine.
Yeah.
They're inside the whole grinder out there. And and this was book number 2. If I could show it to you, this is Cashflow Quadrant.
Oh yeah.
And the 4 people in capital or money all throughout the world. You have employees, small business, self-employed. You have big business, 500 employees or more. And you have I, it stands for insider. It doesn't stand for investor. So I always invest from the inside. And people say, well, isn't insider trading illegal? Yeah, for these guys. It's legal for these guys. The other thing is taxes, like Ocasio-Cortez, she's a communist from New York. She says, tax the rich. Well, the only people that pay taxes are employees. They pay 40%. This is global. It's pretty much set by the central banks like the Rothschilds. And then S, the small business, the small entrepreneur, somebody says, I'm going to become an entrepreneur. They pay 60% in taxes. So the small entrepreneur is crushed all from the start. But big business is 500 employees or more, defined by the Internal Revenue Service, the tax department, is 20%, and insiders pay 0. So when I was about 18 years old, my rich dad pulls me aside, because this is my poor dad here, go to school, get a job. My mom wanted to become a doctor. And I'm going, heavens, no, Mom. You have to be smart. S stands for smart. She said, you're right, don't be a doctor. And B stands for big business entrepreneur. This is Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and all those guys. And I is an insider. So I just took I think you'll appreciate this here. This is my first listing on the New York Stock Exchange, July 8th, 2022.
I saw that. Congratulations.
Yeah, I went public, and I've been public 3 times on the Toronto Exchange, TSE. But I said, okay, the goal of a real entrepreneur, this guy here, is take your company public and get listed. So that's who you guys watch, right? When you were in Wall Street, you were watching these guys move around.
Yeah. And so that quadrant shows people where they want to be. And it shows that most people are pushed into that E. And when Ocasio says tax the rich, she's actually talking about taxing the everyday person. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year is going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline.
I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up.
If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?
Yeah, and let me say again, because I studied oil at the Academy in New York, military school, when Biden took the pipeline off the line, I got richer. Do you know what I mean? Oil went from $30 a barrel to 130, but unfortunately, it destroyed the middle class. And I think that's what's going on and why I think this book is more important today than ever before. It's not a mistake.
Robert, my dad is probably a year or two older than you, and we're seeing a huge baby boom population in America that's in retirement or going into retirement and now facing this economy, stocks going down, inflation. You've talked about a retirement crisis. What is going on there, and why do we have to be worried about it?
Well, here's my proof. Again, Bucky Fuller taught me what Buckminster Fuller said, argue with the artifact. So don't listen to what I'm saying right here. This is the book I wrote. It's called Who Stole My Pension? And it's written by myself and a guy named Ted Siddell. So if you're like 50 years old right now and you have a government pension or an IRA or a 401k or whatever, RRSP in Canada or a super in Australia, I would get this book here. Because the purpose of money was, as Fuller said in his book, Grunge of Giants, the purpose of the financial system was to steal your wealth. And that's a pretty radical statement. And so that's why I said I was a very confused young man, having a rich dad and a poor dad, and then studying with Fuller, who my poor dad loved, and my rich dad had no idea who he was. So I had to listen to two different points of view. Again, economics is basically a religion. And the question is, which religion do you want to follow? Tax the rich or don't pay taxes? Put your money in an IRA or don't put any money in the stock market. So I own no stocks except the companies I took public. I'm a capitalist. I invest from this side and this side. These guys cannot go public. You know that, I know that. The companies are too small.